I've heard turbo shots called the future of espresso. It always sounded like a gimmick to me, so I never actually bothered. And I think it's kind of played at this point, and not many people remain enthusiastic about it. But enough viewers have asked me to give it a try and let them know what I think, so all right then. I understand we want low water pressure and a grind that's coarse enough to pull 35 to 40 milliliters in something like 15 seconds. Now, if a novice behind the bar did that, we'd say the shot is defective and apologize profusely to the customer. But apparently, when experts do this, it's pure genius. So let's see, shall we? Oh my God.
It's like a miracle.
A coarse grind with low pressure will impede extraction, which seems like a bug, not a feature, when your contact time is only 15 seconds. This sounds like something for people who don't like coffee. Regulars around here know that I like a long extraction with a good 10 or 15 seconds of pre-infusion and a slow 30 to 40 second pull after, like a Slayer shot. That brings out the bitterness and balances the flavors. I know some people talk about bitterness as a sign of over-extraction, but those people are mistaken. Bitterness is a natural and essential element of coffee's flavor, like the bitterness in chocolate or cranberries or chicory. We even add hops to beer to give it some bitterness, to improve the flavor. Over-extraction is something different. It's characterized by unnatural flavors. People describe it with words like acrid, burnt, dead. But bitterness is a lively and totally natural flavor element. I need to reduce my pump pressure. I understand that 6 bar is recommended. This is my new Eureka machine, which I'll talk about more soon. The adjustment is from below with a slotted screw on the pump. It's got wide feet so the chassis can overhang the counter just far enough to get a screwdriver on it. I'm using 14 grams of coffee and looking for 42 milliliters out for a 1:3 ratio. With the pressure limit at 6 bar, the unrestricted flow rate is now 12 milliliters per second, down from 16, which it does with normal line pressure. Supposedly, this will be a messy pull because of the looser bed and coarser grind, so a spouted portafilter is recommended, but I think we should judge that for ourselves, so I'll use a bottomless one. Here we go. The basket surface shows even and full involvement. Well, that was quick, but on target. 43 milliliters in 16 seconds. It didn't look messy at all. The puck doesn't look bad either. It's still got some structural integrity. It's not all eroded and soupy. So, mechanically speaking, this works fine. Culinarily speaking, well, that's another matter. It's got a thin mouthfeel. It lacks body and richness. And the mousse is anemic. It's more like tea than coffee. And the flavor is exactly what you'd expect. The shots are disagreeably sour. I've heard that this method increases extraction yield, which is a meaningless data point unless you're Starbucks. Within reason, it doesn't matter how much you extract. It matters what you extract and in what proportions. If the coffee doesn't taste good, nothing else matters. Now, of course we want acidity. It's an important flavor element too. But we also want bitterness and sweetness in a balanced proportion, and for that, we really need a longer contact time under higher pressure, meaning a finer grind. I'll call that pH 5.07 or 0.08. Far too low for the amount of bitterness I'm tasting. I think I'm beginning to see why turbo shots failed to transform the industry. After making 10 of these with slightly different grinding, pulling from around 12 seconds to around 20, I found nothing that I liked and promptly restored my machine's pump pressure to normal and returned to making what I consider proper espresso. Anyway, this is a short one, answering a few requests, but I'll be back soon with a surprise. So keep in touch. Cheers.